Good morning, students. Welcome to your computer class. In the previous class, we had discussed Introduction to Email chapter, some topics like common email terms, how you will create your ID on Gmail, what are the email etiquettes, sending, receiving email in Gmail. These topics we had discussed, and also I have told you that by yourself find out the question answers today, which I am going to tell you the answers of the exercise, fill in the blanks, tick the correct. So before that, we would revise a little bit about the previous topics also, and then we will start our exercise session. So without wasting time, coming to the textbook. Here you can see in this chapter, we had talked about some common email terms, just like writing style, okay, which is I told you very much important in the message while writing an email, that it should be clear, concise, should contain no spelling or grammatical errors. Also make sure that message should not be misunderstood, okay, not understood, misunderstood, okay. So the person who is reading your mail should understand the things what you have, means you want to show him through the message. Now smileys, you can use special characters that called emoticons or smileys in the message if you want to show, because these are text, and if you want to show your emotion with that, you will use these emoticons and smileys. It expresses the emotions, feelings in messages. These characters resemble human faces if you turn them sideways. Abbreviations. Now, abbreviations are commonly used messages that you can use to save time while typing. Okay, if you are typing, then you can save time. So here are some of the most commonly used abbreviations. AISI means as I see it. ASAP, as soon as possible. B4N, bye for now. BAK, back at keyboard. BBIAB, be back in a bit. BBL, be back later. TC, take care. Now BTW, by the way. See you, okay. IC, so ISEE, that is IC. LY, that is love you. LOL, most of the time people used to say LOL, okay, laughing out loud. SYS, see you soon. And GR8 is great. These are the abbreviation which you can use in your email message while sending to the other person. Now here a term came, shouting. So that this shouting is not that people are just annoying shouting in the field or sitting somewhere in a room and shouting. No. A message written in capital letters is annoying and hard to read because it gives a effect to your eyes, okay. It is hard to read the capital letters continuously. So this is called shouting. Always use combination of upper and lower case letters while typing messages. Both the cases are compulsory for writing a message. Next one is your bounced message. A message that returns to you because it cannot reach its destination is called a bounced message. Like if you are sending a message to some person, but by mistake you have written a wrong email address or some letter or number in the address omitted or replaced by some word, but you have not seen. So it will bounce back, it will not reach to the destination point because it's a wrong email ID. So that's why it will not reach to that person. If you are writing correct, that means the combination of letters and numbers, you are writing by mistake, instead of M you have pressed N, instead of 9 you have pressed 6. What happens? The email ID becomes wrong. It bounced back, it comes to your end. And typing email address, a mistake. So make sure that you check the receiver's email address for accuracy before you send the message. Even check all the things, not only the message, that you have written the correct message, the correct subject is there, whatever file you are attaching to it, it is correctly attached or not. So these all things. Now signature. You can add information about yourself at the end of every message you send through an email program. This is called signature. At last we write with regards our name, or you can write your name, mobile number, address, these all things. But instead of you making a signature, that this prevents you from having to type the same information over and again. Why we used to write over again and again that same message? So just make it a signature. Okay, so how you make a signature? So a combination of your name, email address and favorite remark can act as a signature in your email message. Okay. Now attachments. If you see the attachment, most email messages consist only of text, but you can also attach some other types of information to share. Okay, you can't only send the text, even you can send the photo, a spreadsheet file, an Excel file, a word processor document, or any data that resides in a separate file. Means as you have saved a word file, or you have some photo or video even you are having in your system, you want to send to the other person, you can send it through email. Just option is given like a pin shape. Okay, it is showing over here, it's a pin shape. Okay, and you just see that this pin shape. Clicked on this, there is a symbol of attachment. Okay, and you will get the options: file, camera, gallery. Wherever you have saved your files in a gallery or a file, or you just want to take at the moment only, the camera is there. You can just click it and select the picture or document which you want to send. So you can attach any of the files to an email message. When you attach a file and send the email message, the file is set along with the email. What happens? The file also gets sent with an email. Now next one is creating an email account in Gmail. This we have seen. Once again I am telling you the process because electronic mail is used to send messages electronically from one place to another. But to use this facility we need to get registered with an email service provider. And who are the email service provider? Like Google, Hotmail, Yahoo. These are the companies that provides us the email address. So the first step is start Internet Explorer and enter the web address, like as you have earlier also you have done, www.gmail.com in the address bar. So Gmail login page will appear on the screen. Yesterday also I had shown you. So click on the create an account in the login page to open Gmail registration form. So you will get a sign in also, and under that it is written create a Gmail or create an account, create a new account, it is written. So firstly enter your first name and the last name in the form. After that enter the desired login name. Whatever login name you want to choose, you can use it by yourself. Okay, but the problem is that The other person has not. If other person has used that name, then you have to choose another username. So it's better to use the combination of letters and numbers also you can use. So firstly in the book it is given, enter your first name and the last name. The form, after that enter the desired login name. If someone else has taken the same login name, a message will appear. Someone already has this username, okay, that I told you. So try another one and it shows you the choices also, where you can select the new username. Okay, the Google itself, the service provider itself give you suggestions. You can choose this email username, you can choose this username. Okay, if you like you can choose from them, other you give your own. So once your login name is selected, enter a password minimum of 8 characters, combination of letters and numbers. Then again re-enter password, okay, for confirm password. So fill the rest of the entries in the form as they are asked. Finally I accept and continue to Gmail. So if all the entries are correctly added by you, you will get confirmation for new account, and now your email address means the login name @gmail.com. So earlier what happened, we used to make it like this, but now the era has changed. You get the OTP on your registered mobile number. You have to give the number also, and when the OTP comes, you have to just type the 4-digit or 5-digit OTP. Then you create a Gmail ID. Okay, it confirms that your number is registered. It will create a Gmail ID. Sending and receiving an email in Gmail. So again the same process, www.gmail.com, you will write it, then you will press enter button, you will go to the login page. There now you don't have to create, there you have to give your username and the password which you have got or you have made. Then sign in, and after signing you will see an inbox. Okay, so in the inbox you will get your emails. The people who are sending you the mails, you will get in inbox. Okay, and whatever mail you sent, it will come in sent, and the mail which you have made but not sent it will saved in draft. Okay, draft folder is also there. The mail which are not sent by you, just only have typed but not given the email address, or by some reason you haven't sent them, then it will come in draft. Okay, so in future if you want to send, you can choose from draft. To send an email, click compose button. Okay, so composing, there you will get to, from, subject, and then sent. If you want any attachments to do, there is a clip sign, you can click on that and attach, and then at last after sending, sign out from your account. Now there are some rules and regulations which you have to follow while sending an email. Your message should have a subject line that conveys its content clearly. For example, can you send me your CD? Is better than send CD. Okay. The messages should be simple to the point. Your email is a short note rather than a letter of history. Okay. You don't have to write much. The email message should not be in capital letters. This message is equivalent to shouting. Okay. If you have written these matters in capital letter, again it will comes under the what? Rule breaking, that is shouting. So while including funny comments, you should add smileys, because on telephone it is easy to tell if someone is joking. So from the tone of his or her voice, but people can easily misunderstand the tone of email if it doesn't include it. Okay, in the phone we can understand, but in the email we can't express. So we have to use the emoticons or smileys. So as most email messages do not show bold or italic letters, when they display a message, there is no need to include them. Okay, so an email is not always private, and message can accidentally be sent to the wrong person. So please take care of what you write, where you send it. This is all about the previous class topics which we have discussed now. Now coming to the self-evaluation. I know that an email address enables us to electronically exchange messages with the other users. Yes, it allows us. I know that an email account is usually supplied by the email service providers like yahoo.com, Gmail, Hotmail. Okay. I know that we can get an email address by creating an email account. Of course, after creating email account only we get the email address. I know that an email address is a set of characters that identify the location of your internet mailbox. So I know that an email address is a combination of username and domain name. Okay, and it is separated by what? @ and dot periods for company's name, com, org, in. Okay. I know the packets are the small chunks of information or message which are broken by the internet by sending an email message. So I know that a message written in capital letters is called shouting. Okay, so these all things we have seen in this chapter. Okay, it was a interesting chapter also. Now coming to the exercise. Oh, the most popular service provider of internet is, everyone knows, browsing? No. Surfing? No, never. Email. Email is a popular service of internet. Okay, so here the answer is your email. First email application was developed by Charles Babbage. No. Okay. Sabir Bhatia? No, he has developed Hotmail. Okay. So the last one, Ray Tomlinson, was the first person to develop an application and send it an email. Okay. Domain name is separated into two parts. Comma, colon, period. So at just now I have told you a little sometime before that period and @ Okay, so period here. @ symbol expresses what? Pronounced as at, not all as. Okay. The small chunks of email message which are broken by the internet are called boxes. No. Pouches? No. These are called packets. So the section where email receiver address is written, okay, the part where the email receiver address is written is known as. So CC is a carbon copy, that is also used for sending. To means where you are sending, so he is the receiver. The section where the email receiver address is written. So see, in this can be a confusion. If you are the receiver, then you will write in, you are sending some message, okay, to other person. Then you are sending, okay, and if you are receiving it, so your address is written from the other side. Okay, see, it has two. So from the other side, who is sending to you, that person will write your address in to. Okay, the section where email receiver address is written. So email receiver means whom will receive the email. So you are also sending to someone, so that person will receive the email. So to. Okay, now the button that helps to send message that you have received from someone else. Forward, simple. Move is to move, and reply you can't give. If it is from someone else, if you want to forward it. The message written in capital letters is called what we always do, shouting. Okay, once again I am repeating. First answer is email. Second, B part answer is Ray Tomlinson. C, periods. Fourth means the option D question is at. Question number E, packets. Question number F, to. Question number G, forward. And question number H, shouting. These are the answers of take the correct answer. Now, true or false? Let's see. You can send only text files as an attachment with your email. No, it's false. Because we can send photos, audio, documents also with email. You cannot use commas, spaces, or brackets in an email address. Yes, it's true. We can't use this. We can use underscore or hyphen. The username is separated into two parts by the period.